I just recorded almost this entire video and then realized my mic wasn't on. Today's video is going to be about hygge. Hygge was on my infamous bucket list as one of the 100 things I planned to really just delve into this fall. Not only to just research more about hygge, but to also incorporate more hygge into my life. Lucky for you, I already did the research, so I'm going to share that with you, and I broke down all the components that are important to having a perfect hygge day, or an hour, if that's all you can spare. First of all, we need to define hygge, and there are two definitions that matter here. The definition from an actual dictionary and the definition from an urban dictionary. The Oxford Languages defines hygge as a quality of coziness and comfortable friendliness that engenders a feeling of contentment or well-being, regarded as the defining characteristic of Danish culture, which is such a beautiful definition. When we go to the Urban Dictionary, it is just known as social coziness. Also a fantastic definition. In order to be hygge, you need a cozy environment, doing cozy things, and just creating a sense of community. Obviously, anything I mention from now on can be done alone or with other people. Hygge is all about building community, so what's great about hygge is that this is a really great way to spend intentional time with people that you care about. I'm going to be giving a lot of suggestions today, but I'm going to start with some non-negotiables. Put your phone away. I mean it, like all screens. And I know you're thinking, watching a TV show or a movie is cozy. Sure, still put it away for a little bit. I think you'll be okay. If you don't watch something, if you're not on social media, put anything with a screen, put it away. Next, comfort matters. Do not worry about looking all cute. This is for you. It's not about what you look like. It's about how you're feeling. So put on your coziest sweater, your coziest leggings or sweatpants. Put on your coziest socks. Whatever is coziest to you, go all out. Do it. Throw your hair up, leave your hair down, do what you gotta do. Then we are going to go to our happy place. This is the part where it could really be anything, but the non-negotiable part of it is that it has to be a safe space and a comfortable place for you. If you're an introvert and your safe space is in a corner of your bedroom, great, that's where you're gonna do this stuff. But maybe you're an extrovert and your comfort place is at a library, or your comfort place is at the park. Maybe your comfort place is at your best friend's house. Wherever it is, we're gonna go to that place. Now you need to enhance the area. Make it different than how it would be if you went to that place any other time of the day. Maybe light some candles, have some calming music in the background. Also, I would definitely recommend to do wordless music. Just make sure when you open your phone to pick music that you're not staying on your phone. Next is reduce harsh light. So that overhead light you have in the room, turn it off. Obviously, if you're in a public place or outdoors, this isn't something that you can do, but this is more for if you're indoors in your own place where you have control over the lighting. But turn off the overhead light and opt for a lamp, fairy lights, any other form of lighting you have that's not the harsh overhead light. If that's all you have, then that's fine. But I would just highly recommend reducing the light. It really will just enhance the coziness of the place. Now the fun meat of this vlog. You're gonna do something cozy. And I have a couple suggestions for you, but I'm gonna split them into 3 categories. The first list is gonna be stuff for if you're doing this alone. Some of them could be done with other people. I'll just focus on the things that you could only really do if you were doing this alone. Then I'm gonna have stuff to do with other people, whether that's your best friend or significant other. And then I'm gonna have a section for if you want to go out in case your happy place is maybe outdoors. So here are some things that you can do if you are experiencing hygge alone. First, you can mood read. Mood reading is reading quite literally whatever you want. This gives you full reign to judge a book by its cover, or if you are thinking you want to read some romance, or if you want to read some fantasy, or if you want to read an autobiography. Whatever you feel like reading, that's what you'll read. And that is, my friend, a mood read. Next, you can try a skill that doesn't involve screens, such as macrame, knitting, or crocheting. You could paint something, even if you're not an artist. You can journal, and no, you don't need your phone for prompts for this. Honestly, sometimes it's really nice to just sit with yourself and just brain dump anything on your mind onto a page. You could also bake something. Maybe enjoy the thing that you just baked, or you can make yourself some tea, hot chocolate, or a coffee if it's not too late at night. Something I find therapeutic is writing letters, but not just like writing in an envelope and sending it out. Like find a blank envelope and deck it out like with stickers, add some layers to it, make it really fun, and send it to your best friend. Then you could also make music if you play an instrument or want to play an instrument. All you need is sheet music and an instrument and you can make some music. You don't even need sheet music. You could really just go for it and see what happens. And the last thing on this list is that you could work on a puzzle. Even if you're not a puzzle person, I highly recommend trying to become a puzzle person because there's nothing more rewarding than putting that last piece of the puzzle in and knowing that you did all of that work and it all paid off. Now, these next two things are things that you could only really do if you had another person with you. That is playing board games or card games. This is one of the most hygge things, and this is a must for my hygge date nights. I love this, but you can have deep conversations or play questions. So you can either just sit around and talk, make sure the phones are put away and the screens are put away, and you're either just totally invested in conversation, or if this is a little uncomfortable for you or too out of your comfort zone, I would highly recommend getting question cards. Or you can play questions, which is a really fun game for me and my husband on road trips, but you just take turns asking each other questions about each other, and they could be as shallow or as personal as you want. Probably depending on who you're playing the game with determines what kind of questions you'll ask. And the only rule is that you are not allowed to repeat any questions. So you have to get really creative. And sometimes a couple questions in, you'll end up getting on a tangent and having a really nice conversation. So definitely give that a try, even if it's a little uncomfortable. For my people who want to get out during their special hygge time, go for a nature walk or a nature bike. I would highly recommend either of those. Or you can go to like a local's farmer's market or some sort of like local town event, but focus on using that time to refuel yourself. Don't try to like burn out your social battery or exert yourself socially. Just really take the time to lay back, enjoy it, maybe like people watching, just whatever you're comfortable doing. Those are a couple little ideas of things that you can do. You can either do one if you're sitting down for a little bit, or you can see how many of these you can do in a single day. If you want to have a whole hygge day, I think that would be a really cool thing to do. And then I have 3 really big tips about how to really like carry the spirit of hygge with you no matter what you do. And honestly, there's really no way to explain the kind of like transformative effect hygge can have on you unless you actually experience it for yourself. 3 tips. Constantly be checking in with how you feel. You're away from screens, you're away from all sorts of influences. You're really just sitting with yourself and doing things that you enjoy. Just take a minute to like think about that. You have to be present. You have to sit in silence with your thoughts. Notice how that makes you feel. This part may seem a little bit cheesy, but it's truly at the heart of all things hygge. Constantly be expressing gratitude for how you feel. If you're experiencing hygge with someone else, tell them how grateful you are for them and the time to spend with them. If you're spending this time by yourself, even out loud to yourself, just say, I'm really thankful for this alone time, or I'm really thankful for this time to recharge. Just constantly be expressing that gratitude. It will absolutely enhance the whole experience for you. And then, of course, I kind of hit on this earlier, but don't be afraid to sit in silence. That's a big part of the putting the screens away. When you are just sitting with yourself or with the people you love away from outside noise and outside voices, you can really think in a whole deeper and different way, in a way that's not influenced by anything else. And I think that's really important for the sake of growing in your own authenticity. All right, well, that was my little crash course in hygge. Definitely feel free to reach out if you have a lot of questions. I know it is such a big topic and I did summarize it fairly quickly. If you want to learn more about hygge, I would definitely recommend this book. This was the book that got me into hygge in the first place. And I definitely highly recommend it if you are new to the space because it really breaks it down well and it has a lot of really cute graphics. And it makes a really cute coffee book too. All right, that is all. It's been lovely chatting with you guys. Please feel free to subscribe and then also check out my other Vlogtober videos in this little area right here.